Okay, you guys. So this time, Krista's still going to be the market partner, and I am a potential market partner. And so, Krista, how do you start a conversation with somebody that you want to bring on your team?
So I typically start it with something, just to start a casual conversation with something that's going on in their life. So like I would say to Emily, hey Emily, I saw that you and Dan had went to Manistee last weekend for your anniversary. How did that go? What did you guys do?
Yeah, it was so fun. It was a really beautiful day. We went to, what's that little place? House of Flavors, where they have the ice cream and stuff, and they were actually open. So we have to sit like every other table, but we went there for some food. I think it might have been, I don't know, lunch or dinner. And then we went and ate it by the lake, and it was just really nice to relax and sunny and nice.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to have nice weather for a change.
Finally. We can get outdoors like right now, which is so nice. Yeah.
So what kinds of things have you been able to do during the quarantine, and what have you found during this time that has just been like a blessing to you?
I would say more time with our family and like really having some real conversations with the kids, because they can't go anywhere or do anything. So it's been like nice to just hang out with each other and kind of really connect on a little bit deeper relational level. It's been good. And of course, time with God, that's been good. We've still been pretty busy because ministry, is still the same. It's just, and then figuring out like decisions to make for the church and stuff like that. So yeah, it's still been kind of busy. But.
So time freedom has been a blessing, and then just building deeper connections with your family.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, so like I just think you'd be such a blessing and be so blessed in this business that I'm in, because you do really love those connections with people, and I really think that you would be a blessing to just touch people's lives. And I was wondering if I could give you a little bit more information about that, or if you've had any questions about it for me. Do you mind talking a little bit more?
I would love to. I mean, I love connecting with more people all the time. And I mean, tell me more. Like, what business do you do, and what's it all about?
So I am in Monat, and we are a naturally based anti-aging skin and hair care company. So my favorite thing about our business is just that I get to build relationships with people, and that's why I thought of you, because I see that you love to interact with people and just really pour into others. And so I really think that you could do that, both ministry and business, if you would pray about that or think about it a little bit more.
I do love to pour into people. It's true. I love to mentor people, but I'm just super busy in ministry. I have no idea how, and like family stuff right now. I've got a kid going off to college. I just don't know how I would start a business at this moment. But I mean, I do love to pour into people. I don't know.
So the cool thing about what we do is we can kind of do it based on our own time. So, I mean, I'm a single mom, and it's not ever a slow time, really.
True.
So you just find ways to pour it into your daily life. It's just 10 minutes here or there. And what I tell everybody is, if you have just 1 hour a day, even if there's six 10-minute time slots, you could be successful in this business. So It sounds overwhelming, but when you look at it like that, it doesn't take as much time as what we would assume it would take.
So how much time do you put into it, like every day or every week?
I would say 1 to 2 hours a day, and that's dependent on the day. So some days are busier. Sometimes we have sales and different things going on in our team, which take a little bit more time. But on average, an hour a day really does make a difference.
Is there something I have to buy? Like, I'll pray about it, because like I said, I'm super busy, but do I have to buy something to get into it? What does it cost?
The first thing, so it's called a product pack for a new market partner. It's a product pack, and there are different levels. And so there's starting at $199, and then that goes all the way up to $799. So it varies depending on what your budget is and what your needs are. But after that, you're not required to place any purchases.
Okay. I mean, I haven't even tried this stuff before. Like, I've never even heard of Monat.
Yeah.
Like, don't you think I should try it first? Or?
Absolutely. And I could send you some samples if you'd want to do that first, or there's a 30-day money back guarantee. money back guarantee even on our product packs. So I guess it just depends on where you're at, but I'd be more than happy to send you samples as well.
Yeah, I would like to try some samples, and I'm gonna think about it. Still seems like a lot right now, just because, you know, like everybody hasn't been able to be at work. Like $199, like $200 seems like a lot to me right now. I don't know if I can come up with it.
And I completely understand that. So if there's anything that you have, if there's something that you'd be interested in, something that you feel God is leading you into, we have different options. So if you find things around your house and want to just sell some things around your home, or bottle returns are a good way to make some quick money. Simple things like that we wouldn't normally think of, but if there's anything laying around your house that you could get rid of, like it's a good return on your investment.
Is it? I mean, like, how fast do you make money? How do you make money in this business?
You make money based on your customers, and then you can build a team as well, depending on where you're at. But you start seeing, you could get some return on your investment within 2 weeks.
Okay, like, how would I do that? I mean, am I just selling stuff, basically? Am I selling, like, hair care to people?
We always say that we don't sell the product, but people do invest in the product once they see how passionate you are about it. So if we could get you some samples and you could try them out and just see what it does for your hair, and then we have like a whole testimony page. Just share that with people in your life. If you think, okay, so-and-so is going through chemo and radiation and they're losing their hair, I wonder if I could share these products with them. Or this person is having some postpartum hair loss, I could share it with them. Or I know this person is really looking to try and get their curls a little bit more defined, I'll share it with them. And so it's really, the best thing about products like ours is that it's word of mouth. And so the more that they see you posting about it and talking about it, the more intrigued others will be. And I know that your family and friends will trust you and trust your opinion. So
yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton of people in my life, just because I don't have like a lot of people on Instagram or anything. You know, I try to, you know, keep it to ministry stuff that I'm doing on social media. I'm not really sure, like, I don't want to know if I want to put it out there that I'm this business person now. What about, you know?
Yeah.
Because I do ministry.
So business could be part of your ministry though, because you're still pouring into people and still loving people. And that's why it's not really a sales-based business. We try and connect with people and just make sure that we're being a blessing to them rather than just selling them a product. And then in return, the products end up blessing them as well. So.
Okay. So let's say I find a friend to sell it to, and they talk about it and want somebody else to buy it. Like, how many people do I need per month? Do I have to sell a certain amount per month, or?
You don't have any quotas, so there's no requirement on how much you sell.
That's nice.
Yeah, and so it's basically based on whatever speed you want to go and how quickly you want to make a return on your product pack.
Okay. Wow. So, like, are you able to pay your bills with this? Like, is it actually making you money?
Yeah, so actually before I started the business, I had prayed that God would make it worth my time and that I would need this amount of money every month. And I actually gave him the dollar amount of $700 every month. And there haven't been very many times where I haven't met that $700. So It does make a huge impact, and really you could just do as much or as little as you want to, or what your budget needs. So if you need to make a car payment, that's really just a few customers a month and maybe a couple people on your team, and you'd have a car payment. So
that sounds like a big blessing, actually. I mean, $700, and right from the beginning you were able to make money?
It took me about 3 months.
3 months?
To get to the $700, but I did see within the first 6 weeks I had started making an investment. So
wow,
a return on my investment.
That is awesome. Okay. I'm not really a salesperson though. I mean, like, even if I'm just like saying, I like this stuff for myself, like, I don't know if people would buy it from me.
I think that the one thing that I've learned the most is, because I'm not a salesperson either, but people do actually they follow you for who you are, and they trust you because of your heart. And so I know that you'll lead with your heart rather than just trying to sell a product. And so when people see that, they're more likely to invest in you because they see that you're not just here to sell them a product. They know that you actually care about them.
I like that. Yeah. So it could really be an extension of ministry for me. So like I can just make it about what their needs are and that I care about them as a person.
Yes.
Yeah, I do like that. I'm definitely going to pray about it some more, and I can't wait to try the samples.
Yes.
This sounds like really good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll get those in the mail today.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Krista.
You're welcome.
Okay, and then as we were talking at the beginning, we said another thing that someone might say if they're a researcher, they might say, I've read some things about the company, they had some lawsuits against them. What would you say to that?
So I actually had a market partner that had done a lot of research, and basically I just led with the one, we did win all of those lawsuits, and they were all, I don't know what the word is, but they were basically just shot down. I don't know what the real term is, the legal term. But then I also said, like, especially if you know them personally, you'll want to say, you know, I wouldn't lead you to do something that I didn't fully believe in and that I thought that was going to hurt you or hurt any of your customers or hurt any of your family or friends. Like, that's where you kind of, building the trust in these conversations is really the most important part. Of talking to a potential market partner. Yeah.
If you have used the product yourself for a little while, then you know that it works for you, and you can say that to them too. Like, well, it works for me and my family, and I totally trust. And also, like for me personally, I came in when lawsuits were just starting to happen, is when I jumped into the company, and all of a sudden all this news came out that seemed negative, and so I asked God about it, and I was like, Lord, did you get me into something that's going to be harmful to people? And he just literally said, like, I told you to do it, and I wouldn't tell you something that's going to harm people. You know, like, you can trust me. I know what goes on behind the scenes, is how he put it. Like, he knows the truth, and I know as a leader that when you get into a place of leadership, there's always going to be some kind of attacks and negative things that happen, but people watching it from the outside don't know all the facts. They don't know the truth behind everything, but God does. And so then I was like, okay, I know I can trust you, Lord. You are the one who told me to jump in and do this business. So and it turned out to be that it was all in Monat's favor. So yes, good. That was really good, Krista. Can you think of anything else that people would ask you? Or objections or anything like that? I like how you answered the I don't have enough money. These are some ideas and ways that you could make that money. I mean, $200 is pretty quick to make, like even just selling a few things around their house. So what came to my mind was, oh yeah, I've sold stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and I've made some good money just like selling clothes, you know, used clothing. So those things are good. And also, just like with the VIP, you let the potential lead the conversation and just kind of make it about what they're interested in. And when I said, I'm busy in ministry, you said, you know what? A, you can do this in 10-minute increments, and B, you still get to pour into people. Like there's more people that you get to, you know, make it an extension of ministry. So that makes my ears perk up as a person who's interested in ministry, you know?
And that's why, and this isn't always possible, but it's important to know a little bit about them. So do a little bit of research, even if they're kind of a stranger, still do a little research first before you just initiate a conversation, because the more you know about them, the easier those conversations will go.
That's very true. Right. So you started it off saying, you know, you asked me a couple questions. You said something about something I had done last week and go to Manistee to the lake. And then you said, what are some things, like getting a little into my heart, you know, what are some things you've learned during this quarantine time? I think that's a really, really good question to ask any of your potential market partners, actually. If they're a VIP or thinking about upgrading, or somebody that you just want on your dream team. Start with a question like that. You know, make small talk at first, like, you know, Krista did, but ask them something that gets into their heart. Like, what are some of the things that you've learned? What has God been speaking to you or teaching you through this quarantine time? Because that will show where the next us if you have any other questions or if you think of any other objections that you would need answered. But I think that Krista had good answers for all of those. So yeah, anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, we love you guys.